Pantry with me, Tash. We are going to look at a little transition of how you move from down dog to lunge and back again. Because I get asked that question quite often in class, and if you haven't been through our beginner course, it can be a bit tricky to just get the nuances of that movement. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about when we move from our downward facing dog into that lunge and comfortably position our body and our legs, and also back again. So we're going to look at a few different ways to do it. There's lots of different ways because there's always a yoga pose that fits your body. We make yoga asana for our body rather than make our body fit the asana. So you can, instead of do a downward dog, you can always substitute with a tabletop position. It's totally fine. But let's have a look at our transition. So coming into your downward facing dog, and that might be with the knees a little bent, the legs a little wide. But as we go into our transition, the easiest way to do it is just take your knees down and then bring your weight up and move your leg forward. Just as far as you need to. You can have props with you to do that. And I'll just grab those props so that I can show you properly. No pun intended. We've got our blocks. We come down here. We can bring them through to help us step through into that lunge. Any height that you like. So from the lunge, then what we really want to do is focus on that knee, stacking over the ankle or even being slightly behind the ankle and energizing into the ball of the foot and the heel, drawing the belly in, drawing back through the hip crease, and that's where you get your strength to rise. You can have the back foot tucked, you can also have something under the knee for support. From there, you'll be nice and balanced and open to do all kinds of things in this position. And then to move yourself back, you can have the props to bring the earth up to you so you've got more space. Make sure you've got a sturdy prop and you can press through it, bring the legs back. And it's just about getting proficient and used to using those props, especially if you're in a faster flowing class. And then up into your down dog. So, easiest way, props or no props, take that leg through. Bring it back, come back up. The harder way, of course, is to create space up here in your down dog. Shift your weight. So I'm lifting my left leg and I want to get it as high as I can. I drop through my core, so I've got a lot of strength here, and my weight is more on my right side, so I can take that left leg through. Now, if your left leg did not make it, lifted it, hasn't quite gone up, and you just step there. Just grab hold of it. It's all good. Pick it up and just walk it to where you want it to go. The same as we come back, so you can move your hips back, move that leg back a bit more so that you've got a bit more room, a bit more comfort, a bit more strength to bring it back. Now, if it comes through and you can make it all the way, but you're just a little short and your knee is jutting past the foot. So what happens here is if this knee keeps going past the foot, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the knee. So just either creep those toes forward to create that nice line, or you can move your hips back to create that nice line. How do we get back out? It's the same thing. We lift up to the back. You've got to draw up through your core and either move the foot back a bit to move it out, or if you're much stronger, then we're going to lift, create that space, and bring the leg back and through into your down dog. Now, everyone's body is different. So there's some things that you may or may not be able to because maybe you have a larger bust, or you have a larger belly, or larger thighs. If that's the case, it might not be possible to get the leg up very high, so it might get in the way. Now what you can do there is actually swing the leg out and around. So you get around the bulk of your body and you land it into a comfortable position. Same thing when you're going to come up, the hand goes to the the inside of the leg, and then you can swing it back and around. Also taking the leg up for momentum, so you can swing it through, is helpful as well. I think that's the bulk of it. So some tips of what I do when I am trying to take the full step through. When I am thinking about going all the way up and through and I've lifted, notice that my weight has shifted quite a lot over to this side. This hand's not really taking a lot of weight, and sometimes it might even come out of the way. But what's happening is my foot is replacing my hand. So I come up and my foot replaces where my hand is. And it's basically my leg, my heel, my wrist. So I'm trying to land my heel or my ankle by my hand rather than the front of my foot. And that will ensure that you'll be in the right place. Now to rise up to the top of the mat, you need to draw up through the core and just get that momentum. Press through both feet and come up to your forward fold. To step back from here, what I generally do is just like I was talking about where my hand and feet placement were with the lunge, I'm going to set that up right now for success by bringing my hands down by my heels, by my ankles, rather than out in front. It's much harder to take a big lunge from this position. You're going to have to readjust somehow, unless of course you are already tight and that is the lunge that works for you. So it's all about exploring and experimenting with your body. So for me, I know I can do a big lunge. I can bring my hands back beside my legs, beside my heels, maybe even to the back of the legs a little, and then I just step and I'm exactly where I want to be. So there you have it. Here's just a quick little look at the lunge transitions. If that wasn't clear, let me know and I'll try and make it even clearer for you. But practice, and this in and of itself doing this a lot is a huge workout. So you can do a few of those in your sun salutes and get your cardio going. Enjoy, play around with it, notice what your body is telling you to do, and if your body finds another way to safely maneuver there, try it, let me know, and I'll add that in to my repertoire as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.